Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today I'm sharing the 30 games that I think everyone with a Switch absolutely has to play. These aren't just great games, they're the ones that show off exactly why the Switch is such an amazing console. Whether you're new to Nintendo or you've been gaming for years, these titles will blow you away. Let's count them down. Link's Awakening puts you on Koholint Island after Link gets shipwrecked during a storm. You wake up in a stranger's house and learn that the only way to leave the island is to collect 8 instruments and wake up the windfish. The game looks like a living toy box with its cute plastic-like art style that makes everything look adorable. You'll explore dungeons filled with clever puzzles, fight bosses, and use classic Zelda items like the hook shot and boomerang. The coolest part is the dungeon maker where you can build your own challenge rooms using parts you unlock throughout the game. Combat is simple but fun. You swing your sword with one button and can assign other tools to a second button. The island is full of quirky characters to meet and side quests to complete, from collecting seashells hidden everywhere to trading items in a long chain quest. Kirby and the Forgotten Land takes our pink hero into a post-apocalyptic world where nature has taken over abandoned cities and malls. Kirby gets sucked through a portal and has to rescue the Waddle Dees who've been kidnapped by the Beast Pack. This is Kirby's first real 3D adventure, and it feels amazing to float around these huge environments. The big new power is Mouthful Mode, where Kirby can inhale huge objects like cars, vending machines, and even traffic cones to solve puzzles and fight enemies in totally new ways. You can still copy abilities from enemies like always, but now you can upgrade them at Waddle Dee Town using blueprints and coins you collect. The town grows as you rescue more Waddle Dees, unlocking mini games, shops, and even a movie theater. Each level has multiple Waddle Dees to save, and finding them all requires exploring every corner and solving optional challenges. Shotgun Cop Man is this crazy indie game where you play as an over-the-top police officer who only communicates through shotgun blasts. The game doesn't take itself seriously at all. You're trying to stop criminals around the city, but everything is solved with your trusty shotgun. The gameplay is super simple. You run around levels, aim your shotgun, and blast bad guys while trying not to hit innocent people. Each level is like a puzzle where you have to figure out how to take down all the criminals without causing too much collateral damage. The physics are hilarious because your shotgun doesn't just hurt enemies, it can also launch you into the air, break through walls, and push objects around to solve environmental puzzles. There's no real story to speak of, just pure arcade action with increasingly ridiculous scenarios. The pixel art style is colorful and cartoony, and the music is this pumping chiptune soundtrack that gets you hyped up. Pikmin 4 is the most beginner-friendly game in the series, following a rescue team searching for castaways on a mysterious planet filled with giant creatures. You command armies of tiny plant-like Pikmin who help you carry objects, fight enemies, and solve environmental puzzles. Each type of Pikmin has different abilities. Red ones resist fire, blue ones can go underwater, and yellow ones conduct electricity. The big addition this time is Ochi, your adorable dog companion who can carry more Pikmin, swim across water, and even be ridden like a mount. The game is split between daytime exploration above ground and nighttime expeditions in caves where you defend bases against waves of enemies. Glow Pikmin only appear at night and can light up dark areas while protecting your squad. The controls are super intuitive. You point where you want your Pikmin to go, and they follow your commands. Fire Emblem. Three Houses puts you in the role of a teacher at a military academy where you choose to lead one of 3 student houses, each with different goals and backgrounds. The game is split between school life, where you build relationships with your students, and tactical battles, where you command them in combat. On the battlefield, you move your units on a grid and position them strategically. Swords beat axes, axes beat lances, and lances beat swords. Each character has their own class that determines what weapons they can use and special abilities they unlock. The school sections let you explore the monastery, eat meals with students to build support relationships, and train them in different weapon types. Your choices during the school year affect how strong your students become and what classes they can change into.
Leave it to me.
Thanks.
13 Sentinels. Aegis Rim is this incredible mix of visual novel storytelling and mech combat that jumps between different time periods and characters. You follow 13 teenagers who pilot giant robot suits called Sentinels to defend the world from mysterious alien invaders called Kaiju. The story is told from multiple perspectives across different time periods, from the 1940s to a far future, and slowly pieces together into one massive puzzle. The visual novel sections have gorgeous hand-drawn art where you talk to characters, make choices, and uncover memories that reveal more of the mystery. Combat happens in the strategy sections where you command your Sentinels on a 2D battlefield, using different weapon types and special abilities to destroy waves of Kaiju. Each Sentinel has different strengths. Some are good at long-range attacks, while others excel at close combat or support abilities.
Stay calm. I can do it! It worked! Are we getting him? I got him!
Fuyusaka-kun, can you evacuate?
Skyward Sword HD tells the origin story of the Master Sword and shows how the cycle of Link, Zelda, and Ganon began. Link lives in Skyloft, a floating island above the clouds, and must venture down to the dangerous surface world to rescue Zelda after she falls during a storm. This game introduced the motion controls that later influenced Breath of the Wild. You swing your sword in different directions to break through enemy defenses and solve puzzles. The HD version lets you play with button controls if you prefer, making it way more accessible than the original Wii version. Your sword is actually the Spirit Fi, who guides you throughout the adventure and can analyze enemies to show their weak points. The surface world is split into different regions that you revisit multiple times, but each visit opens up new areas and changes the layout with new challenges. Super Mario RPG is Nintendo's collaboration with Square that creates the perfect blend of Mario charm and deep RPG mechanics. Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach as usual, but then a giant sword crashes into his castle and scatters everyone across the world. Mario teams up with unlikely allies including Bowser himself, a puppet named Geno, and a cloud girl named Mallow to collect 7 star pieces and save the world. The combat system is turn-based but interactive. You can time button presses to deal extra damage or reduce incoming damage, making every battle engaging. Each character has unique abilities and magic spells that you unlock as you level up, and you can equip accessories to customize their stats and learn new moves. The game is full of humor and surprises, with characters breaking the fourth wall and making jokes about video game tropes. Exploration is rewarded with hidden treasure chests, secret areas, and mini-games scattered throughout each location. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster brings back 2 of the greatest JRPGs ever made with updated graphics and quality of life improvements. The first game follows a young Imperial guard who discovers corruption in his own army and joins a rebellion to overthrow the corrupt empire. The second game continues the story with the hero's son, who gets framed for murder and must clear his name while building his own army. The coolest feature is that you can recruit 108 different characters to join your cause. Some are main story characters, but others are found through side quests, mini games, or by meeting specific requirements. Each character has their own backstory and abilities, and building relationships between them unlocks powerful combination attacks in battle. Combat is traditional turn-based with a twist. Some battles are massive army versus army conflicts where you make strategic decisions, while others are one-on-one duels with rock, paper, scissors mechanics. Dead Cells is this incredibly addictive roguelike where you play as a blob of green goo that possesses the body of a dead prisoner in a constantly changing prison. Every time you die, you lose your weapons and upgrades, but keep permanent improvements that make future runs easier. The combat is super fast and fluid. You can roll through enemy attacks, parry with shields, and chain together combos with dozens of different weapons from swords to whips to explosive crossbows. Each run through the prison generates random layouts and loot, so no two attempts are exactly the same. You collect cells from defeated enemies that can be spent on permanent upgrades like more health flasks or new starting equipment. The progression system is brilliant because even failed runs feel rewarding since you're always unlocking something new. Between areas, you choose different paths that lead to different biomes with unique enemies and challenges. Monster Hunter Rise. You play as a hunter protecting the village of Kimura from giant monsters called the Rampage. Your job is to hunt these massive creatures using different weapons like swords, hammers, and bows. The game gives you a pet dog called a Palamute that you can ride, and you can also climb walls and swing around using wire bugs. Each monster has different attack patterns you need to learn, and when you beat them, you get materials to craft better armor and weapons. The combat feels amazing. Every hit has weight, and taking down a huge dragon after a 20-minute fight feels incredible. You can play solo or team up with 3 friends online to tackle the toughest hunts together. Octopath Traveler 2. This game follows 8 different characters, each with their own story and problems to solve. There's a dancer seeking revenge, a scholar looking for forbidden knowledge, and a merchant trying to become rich. You can start with any character you want, then meet and recruit the others as you explore the world. The combat uses a turn-based system where you need to find enemy weak points and break their defenses before dealing big damage. Each character has unique field abilities. The thief can steal items, the cleric can guide NPCs, and the warrior can challenge people to fights. The pixel art looks beautiful, and each character's story deals with real emotions like loss, betrayal, and finding your purpose in life.
Here I come. My blade sings.
Dragon Quest XI S. You play as the Luminary, a chosen hero who's supposed to save the world from an ancient evil called the Dark One. But when you reveal your powers, the king thinks you're actually the enemy and you have to run away. You'll travel across a huge world meeting colorful companions like Eric the Thief and Veronica the Mage, each with their own reasons for joining your quest. The combat is turn-based where you pick attacks, spells, or items for each party member. You can also move around during battles to avoid area attacks. The story starts simple but gets really deep with plot twists that will surprise you. The game has over 100 hours of content with side quests, mini games, and post-game adventures that add even more story. Celeste. Madeline wants to climb Celeste Mountain despite everyone telling her it's too dangerous. As she climbs higher, she faces her own inner demons. Literally, a dark version of herself keeps trying to stop her, representing her anxiety and self-doubt. The platforming uses simple controls. You can run, jump, climb walls briefly, and dash once in the air, but the levels get really tricky, requiring perfect timing and creative thinking to get through. When you die, you restart instantly at the beginning of that screen, so you never lose much progress. The mountain has different areas like an old hotel, a spooky temple, and icy caves. The story deals with mental health in a really honest way, showing how we all struggle with negative thoughts about ourselves. Pokemon Legends Arceus. You're sent back in time to the Hisui region when it was wild and dangerous, before people and Pokemon lived together peacefully. Your job is to create the very first Pokedex by studying Pokemon in their natural homes. Unlike other Pokemon games, you can catch Pokemon by sneaking up and throwing Pokeballs directly at them without fighting. You can also battle them using a new system where move speed matters more than before. The world is split into large open areas where Pokemon roam freely. You might see a herd of Bidoof by a river or an angry Garchomp protecting its territory. You'll craft Pokeballs and healing items from materials you find. The story explores how humans first learned to work with Pokemon and why some Pokemon became so aggressive. Hollow Knight. You play as a small knight exploring the ruined underground kingdom of Hallownest. Something called the Infection has turned most of the bug citizens into mindless zombies, and you need to figure out what happened. The combat uses a simple nail, sword, that you can upgrade, plus spells you learn by finding special items. You gain soul energy by hitting enemies, which you can use to either heal yourself or cast powerful magic attacks. The world is huge and interconnected. New abilities like wall jumping and dashing open up previously blocked paths. There are over 130 enemies to fight and 40 plus bosses, each with unique attack patterns. The story unfolds through environmental details and conversations with the few surviving NPCs, slowly revealing the tragic history of this fallen kingdom. Unicorn Overlord. You play as a prince whose kingdom was taken over by an evil empire. With the help of your loyal friends and a growing army of rebels, you're fighting to take back your homeland. The game mixes real-time strategy with RPG elements. You move squads of characters around battlefields and watch them fight automatically based on tactics you set up beforehand. Before each battle, you can position your units and plan your approach, then watch as they carry out your orders. Each character has different classes like Knight, Archer, or Mage, and they can learn new abilities as they level up. The story follows your journey from a defeated prince to a leader of a revolution, making hard choices about war and the cost of victory. There are multiple story paths based on decisions you make.
Brace yourself!
Does this suit you?
Witness
Metroid Dread. Samus gets a distress signal saying the X-parasites still exist on planet ZDR, so she goes to investigate. When she arrives, she's attacked by a mysterious Chozo warrior who takes away most of her powers, leaving her trapped deep underground. Now she has to work her way back to the surface while being hunted by nearly invincible EMMI robots that can kill her in one hit. The gameplay is classic Metroid. You explore interconnected areas, finding new abilities that let you reach new places. The EMMI zones create intense chase sequences where you have to run and hide until you find a way to temporarily destroy them. Combat feels fluid and fast, with countering enemy attacks being crucial for survival. The story reveals secrets about Samus's past and her connection to both the Metroids and the Chozo race. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This is the biggest fighting game ever made, with over 80 characters from Nintendo and other gaming companies all beating each other up. The story mode, World of Light, has all your favorite fighters turned into spirits by a powerful being called Galeem. You start as Kirby and have to rescue everyone else by fighting through hundreds of spirit battles. Each fight has special rules that match the spirit you're fighting. A fire-based character might make the stage burn, or a fast character might make everyone move in slow motion. The regular fighting is easy to learn but hard to master. Everyone has the same basic controls, but each character plays completely differently. You can play local multiplayer with up to 8 players, or go online to test your skills against players worldwide. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Mario and friends visit the Flower Kingdom, but Bowser steals a Wonder Flower and fuses with the castle, becoming incredibly powerful. Now you have to collect Wonder Flowers throughout the kingdom to stop him. The big new feature is Wonder Effects. Touching a Wonder Flower completely changes the level in crazy ways. You might turn into a Goomba and have to sneak past enemies, or the pipes might grow legs and start walking around, or the whole level might start singing. There are new power-ups like the elephant form that lets you break blocks and spray water. You can play as Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, or different colored Yoshis and Nabbit. The badge system lets you equip special abilities like wall jumping or starting levels with a power-up. Every level feels like a surprise because you never know what the Wonder Effect will do next. Metroid Prime Remastered puts you in Samus's power suit as she explores the planet Talon 4. The space pirates have set up a base there, and you arrive to investigate their activities. You'll explore different areas like lava caverns and ancient ruins, scanning objects to learn about the planet's history. The game mixes first-person shooting with platforming as you jump between platforms and fight alien creatures. You start with basic weapons, but find upgrades like the Ice Beam and Grapple Beam that let you reach new areas. Boss fights are intense puzzles where you must figure out enemy weak points. The remastered version looks amazing on Switch with smooth controls that work great in both docked and handheld mode. Combat feels satisfying when you lock onto enemies and unleash charged shots. Xenoblade Chronicles X takes place on the alien planet Mira, where humanity has crash-landed after Earth's destruction. You play as a customizable character who joins Blade, an organization exploring this new world and fighting hostile alien life forms. The story focuses on humanity trying to survive while uncovering the mysteries of Mira and the alien species that live there. Combat happens in real time, where you auto-attack enemies while choosing special arts abilities with cooldown timers. You can recruit party members and eventually pilot giant mechs called Skells that transform the gameplay completely. The world is massive with 5 different continents to explore, each with unique environments and creatures. You'll spend time gathering resources, completing missions for NPC characters, and customizing your character's classes and equipment loadouts.
Destroyed. Move in and strike.
All or nothing.
Upper hand.
Now tackle it up close.
Now it's my turn. Shattered off balance. Slide nice.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe brings the classic kart racing formula with anti-gravity sections where you drive on walls and ceilings. You pick from 42 different characters including Mario, Link, and the Inklings from Splatoon. Racing takes place across 48 tracks that include new courses and returning favorites from previous games. The item system gives you power-ups like shells, bananas, and the powerful blue shell that targets the first place racer. Anti-gravity sections let you bump into other racers for speed boosts instead of slowing down. Battle mode returns with dedicated arenas and different game types like Balloon Battle and Coin Runners. You can play solo in Grand Prix mode, locally with up to 4 players on one Switch, or online with players worldwide. Time trials let you race against Ghost Data to improve your best times on each track. Paper Mario. The 1000-Year Door follows Mario as he searches for Princess Peach in the town of Rogueport. Peach has gone missing while investigating a treasure map, and Mario must collect 7 crystal stars to open the legendary 1000-Year Door. The story takes you through different areas like a spooky forest and a wrestling arena, each with their own storylines and characters. Combat uses turn-based battles where timing button presses correctly increases damage and blocks enemy attacks. Mario gains partners like Goombella and Koops, who have unique abilities both in battle and for solving puzzles in the overworld. The paper art style means characters can roll up into tubes, slip through cracks, and fold into airplanes. Audience members watch your battles and react to your performance, affecting your star power meter used for special attacks. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes place in a world where 2 nations, Kevis and Agnas, are locked in an endless war. You control 6 soldiers from both sides who discover they can work together and question everything they've been taught. The story explores themes about the meaning of life when characters only live for 10 years in this world. Combat happens in real time where you control one character while AI handles the others, using arts abilities and building up to powerful chain attacks. The class system lets you learn abilities from different job types and customize each character's role in battle. You can explore massive open areas filled with side quests that develop the world and characters further. Ouroboros forms let pairs of characters fuse into powerful giant forms during battles. The game tackles heavy themes about war, mortality, and finding hope in dark times. Tears of the Kingdom continues Link's adventure in Hyrule, now featuring floating islands in the sky and caverns deep underground. The story begins with Link and Zelda investigating strange happenings under Hyrule Castle, leading to Zelda's disappearance and Link losing his abilities. You must explore this expanded 3-layered world to find Zelda and stop a new threat. The Ultra Hand ability lets you stick objects together to build vehicles, bridges, and contraptions to solve puzzles. Fuse lets you attach items to weapons and shields, creating unique combinations with different effects. Ascend allows you to phase through ceilings to reach higher areas. Recall reverses the movement of objects through time. These abilities completely change how you approach challenges, letting you create your own solutions to problems. The world encourages experimentation and creativity in ways few games manage. Hades puts you in the role of Zagreus, son of Hades, as he tries to escape the underworld to find his missing mother. Each escape attempt is a run through randomly generated rooms filled with enemies, and when you die, you return to the House of Hades to try again. The story progresses through conversations with other gods and characters between runs, slowly revealing family secrets and relationships. Combat is fast-paced action where you choose from different weapons like swords, spears, and bow. During each run, you receive boons from Olympic gods that modify your abilities. Zeus adds lightning damage while Poseidon gives knockback effects. The Mirror of Night provides permanent upgrades using darkness you collect, making you stronger for future attempts. Relationships with characters develop as you give them gifts, unlocking new story content and gameplay benefits. Even though you'll die many times, each run feels different and progression always continues.
You wanna die again?
Super Mario Odyssey follows Mario as he chases Bowser across different kingdoms to stop him from marrying Princess Peach. You team up with Cappy, a hat creature whose sister was also captured by Bowser. The main hook is Mario's ability to throw Cappy and possess enemies and objects, gaining their unique abilities. You might become a T-Rex to break through walls, a Goomba to stack with others, or an electrical wire to travel through power lines. Each kingdom has a different theme, like a food-based world or a realistic city, and you collect power moons to fuel your ship and progress. The movement system is incredibly fluid with tons of advanced techniques for skilled players to master. Photo mode lets you take pictures with Mario in various poses throughout your journey. Post-game content adds even more challenging moon locations and new kingdoms to explore. Persona 5. Royal follows a high school student who moves to Tokyo and discovers he can enter people's distorted desires called palaces. Along with friends, he becomes a phantom thief who steals the corrupt hearts of adults abusing their power. The story deals with serious topics like abuse, corruption, and fighting against unfair systems. You balance dungeon crawling through these mental worlds with daily life activities like studying, working part-time jobs, and building relationships. Turn-based combat focuses on exploiting enemy weaknesses to gain extra turns and perform all-out attacks. Each party member has a persona that provides different magical abilities and can be switched for strategic advantages. The calendar system means every day matters as you choose how to spend your limited time. Building relationships with characters unlocks new story content and combat benefits. The game tackles themes of rebellion, friendship, and standing up for what's right.
I'll break them. That should do.
Persona! Sondrion!
Breath of the Wild starts with Link awakening from a 100-year sleep to find Hyrule in ruins, and Princess Zelda trapped fighting Calamity Ganon. You begin on a plateau with nothing but basic clothes and must learn to survive in this dangerous world. The story unfolds through recovered memories that show what happened a century ago when Ganon returned and corrupted the mechanical guardians. You can climb almost any surface, glide with a paraglider, and approach objectives from any direction you want. The physics system lets fire spread, metal conduct electricity, and objects react realistically to the environment. Weapon durability means swords and shields break, forcing you to constantly adapt and try new equipment. Cooking lets you combine ingredients to create meals that boost your health, stamina, or provide resistance to elements. You can challenge Ganon immediately after the tutorial, or spend 100+ hours exploring every corner of Hyrule first. Those are my top 30 must-play games on Nintendo Switch. Each one offers incredible experiences that will keep you entertained for months. Which games have you played from this list? Let me know your favorites in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching!